I hate doing definitive top books of the year, so I have been doing book awards, like book superlatives at the end of every year. So these are my 2025 book awards with nonsense categories that I have made up myself. The first one goes to my favourite tropey moment. If this trope is in a book, it will always be my favourite tropey moment of the year. And it is the one where we have two characters and they haven't admitted they have any feelings for each other yet, or even to themselves yet. One of them gets very injured, almost dies, and the other scoops them up and tries to soothe them in some way, or carries them somewhere, or does the whole stay with me thing. So this year I read Six of Crows. And it is the winner of that because it has this trope, and I love this trope. Anytime it turns up, is this a spoiler for Six of Crows? You can skip forward to the next bit if you haven't read it and you don't want to know, but it's just so good. Inej is hurt, and we're basically thinking like this is the end. I mean, we're not, because we know she's gonna get to the end of the book, but it's fine. You know what I mean. Gaz finds her. He's like trying to like make sure that she's still with him and stuff. And he's like, talk to me, Rafe. And she says, you came back for me. And then he says, I protect my investments, because Gaz is a dick. She says, say you're sorry. And he says, for what? She says, just say it. And like, it's just so good. And then also just everything that follows it. And because he just kind of goes a little bit Demon Salvatore and starts injuring people. It's so good. It's so good. I'm so glad I read Six of Crows this year. The next one is stupidest character decision, in my opinion. And I know that people have to make stupid decisions in order for book plots to happen. But in the book, Julie Chan is dead. And this isn't a spoiler because I think this is just the general premise of the book. There are these two twins and they are separated at birth, adopted into different families. One grows up to be a rich influencer. One is poor and working in like a shop or something, and the poor one, goes to the rich one's house, finds her dead, and decides to basically take up her life. Never once does she think that the mysterious circumstances of which her sister died might be something to worry about. She doesn't think, hang on, if even there's a small chance that someone has poisoned her sister or given her like a forced overdose, she never thinks like, oh no, I'm her. I'm the girl who's supposed to be dead. So either the murderer is out there and thinking that she survived and knows who the murderer is, or the murderer knows she's not really a twin. So she doesn't need to be worrying about trying to like pretend to be the twin, because the murderer knows. The murderer knows she's not the twin because she doesn't recognize her murderer. And she... It's also the problem is that I know it's a crime novel. And it's that thing of like, why would the girl in the horror movie go down there alone? The girl in the horror movie doesn't know she's in a horror movie. And I suppose this is the same. She doesn't know she's in a thriller book. Is this a thriller? I think it is. But yeah. Oh, it just annoyed me. I just wanted her to be a little bit suspicious. Just a little bit. But she was just like posting Instagrams and going to the gym and doing Pilates. She was so focused about being thin enough to be the sister that she never thought, my sister died. That was weird. Anyway, our next one is most likely to star in a straight romantasy, and it has to go to the demon husband of Amina al-Sirafi. This man, first of all, is a demon, is like a demon trickster thing, and he has this like hideous heart necklace thing that's always like pulsing. But I feel like the romantasy girls would like him because he is always described as like very attractive, and he's kind of a bit of a sleaze, and he's always flirting with her, and they got into like a deal marriage situation, which I feel like the romantasy girls would eat up. And he's just, he's always just kind of described as this like suave guy. But he's like this hideous demon thing. He's got like a demon form that he takes, so he can look like a regular guy, and then he can reveal his demon form. And I really feel like the romantasy girls would eat that shit up, because they'd be like, oh, handsome man, and then he does his like weird reptile form, and they're like, ooh, a bat boy. I don't know. I feel like, thank God this wasn't a romantasy. But I feel like he could be cast in it. Not Amina though. Like, it's not they're both being cast in a romantasy, because she's not going to be putting up with any of that shit. She's gone. She's long gone. Next is Furthest Off the Deep End. This is a tie between Hungerstone and the Compound, Lily and Lenore. These both being literary fiction books, I think makes a lot of sense because it's just so much more shocking in literary fiction when they completely fall off the deep end. Both of these aren't like regular books. Like The Compound is a TV show, dystopian TV show set in the near future. It's like a Love Island situation, except there's basically no care for the contestants, and whoever makes it to the end can get a bunch of rewards. It's all kind of nonsense, isn't it, really? When you're reading it, you're like, yeah, this is really important that you win. But when you think about it after the fact, you're kind of like, oh, what's the point? Actually, this was quite a lot for not that much of a prize. Anyway, and then Hungerstone is a Camilla retelling, so vampires. Let's do Hungerstone first. You can skip to the Compound section if you don't want any spoilers for Hungerstone. You know what? Yeah, this will be spoilers. So her falling off the deep end is her having someone else fall off the cliff. Lenore's basically getting more and more paranoid that her husband's trying to kill her, because he is. She's got arsenic in her pastels. She's got a vampire in her guest room who's kind of sleeping with her and also drinking her blood and also maybe not, and just disappearing into the heather. So, you know, you can't blame her for going a little bit strange. And she says to the lovely lovely socialite who's just kind of around and is, you know, very close with her husband, she says to her, I think fucking my husband for jewelry is too much, Cora, don't you? And then on instinct, she takes another step back away from my snarling face, but there is no more ground below her. She's out of luck. Her arms wheel, comical as a musical whole act, the slapstick of death, as her eyes widen and her body hangs in the moment. Then our girl manages to grab her and she's holding on to her, right? I should save her. That is the thing to do, the human thing. But in that moment, I hate her so completely. She lied to me when I came to her in my vulnerability and fear. I asked her for the truth, and she lied. I've been so powerless for so long, not anymore. All the power is now in my hands, and with the flex of a muscle, this could all be over. He wants to kill me, I say, seeing each puzzle piece slot into place, and replace me with you. I will not have it. There is only a moment of doubt when I see the confusion cross Cora's face at the mention of my murder, but it is too late. This isn't sci-fi, this isn't fantasy, this is just a regular housewife, and she is letting the debutante fall off the cliff. It was just so good. Like, the book, it takes you to that point where you do also kind of feel like, yeah, this is a normal escalation of events, and it's not. It's not. And I loved it. I love it so much. And then she kind of goes full on feral a little bit later on, which is excellent, and deserved. But the bit with Cora, that was, yeah, there's no going back after you let an innocent girl fall off a cliff when you had her. Anyway. And tied with that is The Compound, which I think is much more justifiable. Lily is basically at the end of this Love Island type competition, and she is stuck there with this horrendous man, this awful man, who she has watched drown. Oh, this is spoilers. She's watched this. They had a challenge where they had to like push people's heads under the water for a certain amount of time. And it was only a small amount of time, but she watched this guy kind of do it to his partner sort of against her will. So from then on, we always clocked that he was kind of an awful person. He continued to prove that as the book went on. He's a nightmare, just in personality and action. And then Lily devises this plan to win the show, and she basically, she has him fix up all the windows around the house, like all the like broken bits around the house, and because she knows that she's gonna lock him outside, and he has this huge fear of the outside at night because he had like there was a dog attack and he's really scared of the dogs. And she puts meat outside, lures him outside, locks the doors, and then he's trying to get in and she's still kind of shitting on his craftsmanship because she's like, I don't know why he's trying the door. Sam made that door and Sam is so big and strong. Sam's the guy that she's in love with. She's like, he should have tried the windows that I made him fix because those were bad jobs. Anyway, he gets in eventually. She's scrolling this like, they were given this challenge where they had to like work out how many minutes they'd been in the compound, and whoever won that was the winner. So she's scrolling out her maths equation on the ground in blood. I think it's blood. Yeah, she's doing that. And she also then gets cleaning products. So when he finally breaks into the house, she blinds him. Previously, also, they were trying to make him die of, not starvation, dehydration. So he's been through a lot, but also we hate him. But yeah, she throws all these cleaning products in his eyes and he can't see. And this is all to win a show. Not a Hunger Games show where it's her life or his. No, it's just a regular show. I do think he might have killed her at some, like, I think if she didn't do that, it is possible that he could have killed her because he seems like the type. But it wasn't self-defense. It was revenge. And I love her for it. My most whimsical moment goes to Howls Moving Castle, where they get the boots and Sophie wears one of the boots and the other guy wears the other boot, and the boots are 7 league boots, I believe they're called. And when you take a step, you go really far. But they're only wearing one boot, and Sophie keeps stumbling forward and then zooping off into the distance because of the boots, and then she's off balance because she's only got one shoe on, and she throws her foot down again, and then she goes whoop off in the other direction. It's so fun. I love it so much. That's all I have to say about it, but Howls Moving Castle just in general is just so cute and whimsical, and I think it maybe just wins the whole thing overall as a whole book, because it was so cute. It was so cute. My favourite character moment is Iktan just being the Priest of Knives. I love Iktan so much. This is in the Mirrored Heavens, which is the last book in the Black Sun series, and they basically, in one of the cities, they have all these ranks of people, and the knives are basically all the assassins, and Iktan is the Priest of Knives, meaning the one in charge, and Iktan isn't the Priest of Knives anymore, so is able to drop this to people at the best moments. It just feels so cool. Like this whole bit, they're trying to get information out of someone, right? And it says, Iktan could tell the Scion was contemplating whether he could break free of Iktan's grip, and if he did, what it might cost him. Then Iktan says, Priest of Knives, letting a grin seep across their face. I was not simply a priest, I was the Priest of Knives. It's so good. It's basically like thinking that someone's like a government official. No, that's not even as cool. There's no equivalent, is there? It's like thinking a professor is threatening you and you're like, okay, yeah, you've got a powerful position, sure, and you're smart and you know a lot, but like, it's fine. And then they're like, I was in charge of all the assassins. I'm head assassin. I just love it. And I love it when they discuss them, like this bit. So it was Iktan, but why, she asked, why would Numa's own advisor turn against her? Z was the Priest of Knives, one of the few surviving Watchers. Nasut's shock would have been comical had the situation not been so deeply dire. In my city, she brought this Priest of Knives to my city. Ex-priest Balam corrected. I love it. And also the whole bit of Iktan just like trying to assassinate someone, I won't tell you who. It was just so good. It's so good. I love Iktan doing what Iktan does best. Yeah. The next one is the side characters I am rooting to get together the most, and it's Ola and Britt from the second Death of Locke. We have no proof that these characters get together. No proof at all. Or even were like have any kind of anything with each other. But this whole book is kind of based around the relationship that Wells and mages have together. And Britt and Ola are each other's Wells and mage. And so they have this like dynamic that's going on. And also at the end, one of them's kind of talking to some other guy and it feels like the other one's jealous. Maybe they're just jealous in a friend way where you're kind of like, he's taking away my friend, typical. But I think it's because they're in love and I want them to be in love. Next is Best Monsters, and this goes to the Starving Saints. I adored this book. It was so good. And something about the way that the evil characters move in this book just feels so hopeless for the people involved. The scale feels so huge. The odds feel so insurmountable. They were just so horrible and horrendous. I don't even need to spoil this book to explain it. I just think it was really good. I loved it. I did listen to it while I was concussed, so I do want to reread it because I can't really remember or recall anything specific, but just the energy of it was why I liked it the most. Could have been the concussion. There's this like folklore-y thing that's living in the basement ground dungeon of the castle, and it's doing little deals with people, and it just feels so realistic. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but I buy it. It all feels so plausible, and that's why it all feels so horrifying, you know? It was just, I love the Starving Stays. I just really need to reread it so I can actually speak about it with some memory. And the award for the most confusing book in a good way is This Is How You Lose the Time War. I loved it. I had so much fun trying to work out how the time travel works in this book. It made me want to draw diagrams. I didn't. I resisted. But yeah, I loved it. I just thought it was really good. This is just a bonus of me being like, I really like This Is How You Lose the Time War, guys. I just really liked it. Yeah, most horrifying death goes to Sunrise and the Reaping. I'm not gonna say which one it is. I will just say squirrels. I'm never gonna reread that book. I don't think I want to do it. I will watch it, I suppose, and at least I know when things are gonna happen so that I can tune out. Yeah, squirrels. Squirrels wins that one. I don't want it to win anything though. Most annoying character goes to Carol in She Made Herself a Monster. This book doesn't come out until February. But, oh my god, this man, he annoys me so much. It's just so hypocritical, so annoying, so focused on his own things that he wants. He can't think about anyone else. I hate him, and he thinks he's the good guy. It doesn't come out till February, so we're not going to talk about it too much. But I will just say, when a man is around another man who is so much worse than him, it makes him think that he is a saint. And God, that's annoying. That's so annoying. No man in this book is good. Apart from maybe the one guy who got married, but we don't see him do anything. So is he good or is he just there? I don't know. And those are all my awards. Congratulations to the books who won something. Commiserations to all the books I really liked this year that didn't win anything. They might make it into my top 10 list if I can decide what my top 10 is. Who knows? We'll see. Yeah, okay. Bye.